G'day, it's Shane here. So, doing another interview today. My last interview was Patrick Blanc, the first one as well. Green Rose Australasia saw it. Matt Dillon, president, said, can you do a few more of these interviews? And that's why I'm here with James today. James, how are you?
Good, Shane. How you doing?
Yeah, good. So, James is from Plant Up, a Brisbane-based vertical gardening company. And they're doing some awesome work here in Brisbane. So, vertical gardens, it's your passion, it's my passion. The future of vertical gardens, how do you see that as evolving here in Brisbane?
Well, the only way is up in our eyes.
Yeah.
And look, Brisbane, in comparison to the rest of the country, was fairly late or slow in the uptake of green walls. Sydney and Melbourne especially excelled, took it, ran with it both hands, and you just only have to walk around Melbourne and Sydney now, and you can see lots of green walls that have been there for numbers of years.
Yeah, Sydney have really embraced the
Brisbane now have got a taste for it, and they're really going for it. And there's a couple of reasons for that. And I think the future, we've seen some very ambitious schemes come through in the last 12 months, and especially in the last 3 months, where I think architects have now realised that it's not a passing trend, it's around for a long time, and it's also the not only economical benefits, but the psychological benefits and all the the science behind having plants on or inside a building. So they've acknowledged that, and then globally it's just gotten stronger and bigger through all the major cities in the world, to the point where everyone's sort of going, wow, people really like this, and you can do really cool things with it. It's interesting designs. So the future, mate, I think you'll see bigger schemes. I think we'll see more evolving schemes where it's just not an extensive green wall like this one. It'll be a combination of this with trellises, so they can get taller and bigger and wider and do some really cool angles. But the big evolution for us is actually edible green walls. Where for the past 2 years we've been developing edible green walls with food in them for people.
Retrofitting is a really interesting topic where you install vertical gardens around pre-existing structures and buildings. Is there much of that type of innovation going on in Brisbane?
Oh yeah, it's very popular at the moment. Like this project that we're standing and looking at the moment, it's a retrofit. It was an old building, and that's actually a stud wall that was just put in. There used to be a walkway through there. They closed it off, and we put the plants there, the green wall. A lot of people are looking at it as a tool in the architect's toolbox for reinventing an old building. It's a very popular thing. People say it's on trend. I say it's going to be around for a lot longer than a trend. But from an interior and an architectural point of view, it's very popular. Of way of breathing life into an old building. And it's not that hard to do. It's just got to embrace the basics, which is water, drainage, and lighting. If you can do those, you can grow plants anywhere, and a little bit of HVAC and air movement as well helps. There's jet fuses all the way around there, so
to keep the air circulating.
Moving. Effectively, it's a big, moist sort of environment in there, and it creates a lot of humidity, and you can get mold and you get airflow passing through it when it's interior, but exterior as well. Retrofit.
To the next question, I guess, about challenges. Gardening vertically can have its challenges. So, what's some of the major ones that you've sort of encountered, and how have you overcome those challenges?
Access. It's always about access. We're always going up, and like for this, the job that we're on here, to get up there, we actually had a large machine, a articulated knuckle boom, come in and sit in a pivot point down there, and we had to invent a rig that goes on our rails to lift the panels into position, because the machine was extending out so far we couldn't put additional weight in the bucket. So for us, it's always every job throws up a challenge. Typically the first and most challenging one is access.
Getting access.
To get, depending on how high it is, or if there's an obstacle in the way underneath us. Second for that, if it's retrofit, it's always generally capturing the water. You can normally get water there, like the little water pipe, little copper pipe or poly pipe is normally easy to conceal, or there's normally water in a building, but the difficult one in solving it is drainage.
Sure, yeah.
So there's 2 or 3 solutions there, whether you can drill a hole like they did in this one into the basement below, and then pick up a stormwater pipe. All the services are exposed underneath, so it was a pretty simple solution. Just had to drill through 400 millimetres of concrete. But if you can't do that, you can introduce tanks, and you can capture the water.
Earlier you mentioned the psychological benefits, I guess, of bringing nature back indoors and into our living spaces. So what are your thoughts on, can it make us happier, healthier, more productive?
Sure can. There's been a lot of research carried out on this very subject, and not only in Australia but globally. Apparently there's a new term, biophilic relationship.
Right, yeah, I've heard that.
Biophilic relationships.
Excellent.
We have a subliminal connection to plants, whether it's memories from your childhood, whether it's just us being human and being surrounded with the environment. Deep down inside all of us, we subliminally acknowledge the plants. We feel better when they're around us, whether it's walking through grassy fields or forests or something. We just feel better.
Yeah, we can relax.
And that, it is. It's a very relaxing thing. They've even had studies that recently classrooms that have plants in them, the students do better. Especially around exam times. That reduces their stress level.
Reducing stress and also increasing attention spans.
Everything.
It's incredible.
So, you know, I mean, back through the 80s, in the 70s and the 60s, pot plants, interiors was a trending thing. And then, you know, it became quite a standard thing for an office fit out to have plants in it, but it was just to sort of break up the spaces. Then just recently you saw, like when the GFC hits, people cancel the annual plant contracts with companies. And then people get stressed and worried and concerned, and especially the people who got their contract cancelled, they got really stressed. But the point is, a lot of people really miss their plants.
I think definitely.
And so, but the unfortunate thing was, the people that control the purse strings, they didn't cancel the coffee or the donuts. They got rid of all the plants. It's just like, so a lot of people see it as a very much a not a necessity, but more of a trinket that you hang up or put in your desk.
I think with a lot of that research that you mentioned, it's
definitely swung around now. Like big companies, we work for Lendlease and Mirvac and Grocon and a lot of big companies, and they invest a lot of research time and money into it, and especially with Lendlease, we've just done their office, and they have a ratio of how many plants per person that they want in their fit outs. And very heavily invested into the research about health and well-being for people.
Fascinating.
It is. So some people are taking it seriously, and some people take it more serious than others. So it's good.
Well, it's great. Well, I guess to finish up, it's a good question to finish up on. But if you had one bit of advice that you could give to anyone who's looking to start and working with plants, and bringing them back in and connecting again, one bit of advice, to kick off that relationship. And to start, getting into it, what would that be?
Well, that piece of advice was go do it. You don't have to start big like this, start small. I mean, there's so many wonderful plants out there that you can start doing your own thing. Start small, build on that knowledge that you learn from those plants and trial and error. But I mean, there are a lot of systems out there. This is a commercial one. You can get domestic ones that you can do on a small scale, or you can trial and error trellising plants too. There's so many incredible plants that climb onto surfaces like wire or timbers and all sorts of things. So you can actually.
Great place to start.
I mean, building up your plant knowledge more than anything. Just there's plants that do well vertically and plants that don't. They don't reattach, or they're just more like trees and shrubs that need a bigger surface area on a horizontal plane. But there's hundreds, thousands of plants that will grow in unusual, extraordinary circumstances that they'll just turn around and surprise you. But start small, build up your plant knowledge.
Start small, yeah, that's great. It's been excellent interviewing you, James. Thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thank you, Shane.
And for anyone who's watching out there as well, if you want to see more of these type of interviews coming up, just leave your email below and we'll have more of these interviews. But yeah, thanks, James. It's been a pleasure.